Episode number 380. At the moment he entered the vestibule, another man was entering likewise, dusty, out of breath, leaving at the gate Apostos, which, on reaching the palace, tumbled on his folk knees. Felton and he addressed Patrick, the Duke's confidential lackey, at the same moment. Felton named Lord de Winter, the unknown would not name anybody, and pretended that it was to the Duke alone he would make himself known. Each was anxious to gain admission before the other. Patrick, who knew Lord de Winter was in affairs of the service, and in relations of friendship with the Duke, gave the preference to the one who came in his name. The other was forced to wait, and it was easily to be seen how he caused the delay. The valet led Felton through a large hall, in which waited the deputies from La Rochelle, headed by the Prince de Soubise, and introduced him into a closet, where Buckingham, just out of the bath, was finishing his toilet, upon which, as at all times, he bestowed extraordinary attention. Lieutenant Felton, from Lord de Winter, said Patrick. From Lord de Winter, repeated Buckingham. Let him come in. Felton entered. At that moment Buckingham was throwing upon a couch a rich toilet robe, worked with gold, in order to put on a blue velvet doublet embroidered with pearls. Why didn't the Baron come himself? Demanded Buckingham. I expected him this morning. He desired me to tell your grace, replied Felton, that he very much regretted not having that honor, but that he was prevented by the guard he is obliged to keep at the castle. Yes, I know that, said Buckingham. He is a prisoner. It is of that prisoner that I wish to speak to your grace, replied Felton. Well, then, speak. That which I have to say over can only be heard by yourself, my lord. Leave us, Patrick, said Buckingham, but remain within sound of the bell. I shall call you presently. Patrick went out. We are alone, sir, said Buckingham. Speak. My lord, said Felton, the Baron de Winter wrote to you the other day to request you to sign an order of embarkation relative to a young woman named Charlotte Backson. Yes, sir, and I answered him, to bring or send me that order, and I would sign it. Here it is, my lord. Give it to me, said the Duke. And taking it from Felton, he cast a rapid glance over the paper, and perceiving that it was the one that had been mentioned to him, he placed it on the table, took a pen, and prepared to sign it. Pardon, my lord, said Felton, stopping the Duke. But does your grace know that the name of Charlotte Backson is not the true name of this young woman? Yes, sir, I know it, replied the Duke, dipping the quill in the ink.